In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 11, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Houston versus St. Joseph's. The number 3 Houston Cougars will visit the St. Joseph's Hawks at Alumni Hall in Annapolis, Maryland. The Cougars have already started their season with an 83-36 win over the Northern Colorado Bears on Monday. The Hawks will be on the hunt for a win in their first game of the season in this matchup. Houston went an impressive 25-13 against the spread last season, with a 16-22 over-under record. St. Joe's went 16-13 against the spread last year, with a 12-18 over-under record. Houston is 19-7 against the spread in their last 26 neutral site games. The under is 10-0 in Cougars and Hawks' last 5 overall. The Cougars had a very impressive season last year, winning the American Athletic Conference Championship and making it to the Elite Eight in the National Collegiate Athletic Association Tournament. They had a strong outing in their season opener versus Northern Colorado. Sasser and Walker make a good team, with Sasser's ability to put points on the board and Walker's ability to pull down rebounds to keep plays alive for Houston. St. Joseph's lost its top 2 scores and has a younger team that won't be ready to face the Cougars this early in the season. St. Joe's won't come into an ideal spot here, and the pressure might hit them fast. Houston's been on the cusp of winning a championship, and with Sasser back in the fold, along with the returning pieces and new pickups, this team is going to dominate. The Hawks will have natural first-game kinks to work out, and this rugged Houston bunch won't make things easy. St. Joe's may find life without Hall and Funk difficult early, and if Abena finds foul trouble, they'll be in literal trouble. The Cougars should dominate on both ends here. The Cougars will advance to 2-0 following this matchup. So the Houston Cougars to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Cougars put up 83 points against Northern Colorado on Monday in their season opener, and I expect Houston to do the same against the Hawks. Houston will have the ability to run the score up, especially with Sasser's scoring history and his most recent 21-point night where he shot 50% from the field and from deep. The Hawks have some players that can put points on the board, with 6'1" 0-inch Abena in the paint and Reynolds 2 on the edge. The Hawks have also added a 6'9" 9-inch freshman, Rasheer Fleming, who had good preseason outings. I expect the Cougars to put a lot of points on the board and for the Hawks to attack the paint, adding points to the score. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Michigan State versus Gonzaga. One of the season's first marquee matchups of the 2022-2023 college basketball season will take place on Friday night on board the US Abraham Lincoln in San Diego, California. The Michigan State Spartans will take on the Gonzaga Bulldogs, will do battle as part of the Armed Forces Classic. The Spartans, a perennial top 25 team, come into the season unranked, while Gonzaga enters the season ranked 2nd in the nation. Michigan State is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 Friday games and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 neutral site games. The over is 5-1 in Michigan State's last 6 neutral site games. Gonzaga is 1-5-1 against the spread in their last 7 games and 0-4-1 against the spread in their last 5 neutral site games. The over is 4-1 in Gonzaga's last 5 games. The under is 5-2 in Gonzaga's last 7 Friday games. Michigan State is without Akins, who is still sidelined with a foot injury sustained in the offseason. He's the type of two-way player Izzo and co could surely use in an atmosphere like this. Gonzaga is 4-0-1 against the spread in its last 5 after scoring 100 points or more in its previous game, and the Spartans are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 when their opponent scores 100 points or more in their previous game. This will be an interesting game between 2 historically very good programs at one of the coolest venues in the country. An outdoor game is always unpredictable, but the weather should be very calm. Both teams won their first game of the season, but Gonzaga is projected to be one of the best teams in the country, and what will undoubtedly be one of the best college hoop settings of the year. Gonzaga will roll against Michigan State. While I'm not doubting the Spartans will show up to play, the season's Zags are too much for Michigan State, especially in the post. I like the Bulldogs to pull away late. Once the Zags pull away, it will be bye-bye Spartans. So the Gonzaga Bulldogs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Michigan State and Gonzaga will meet on Friday evening in San Diego for the Parrot and Armed Forces Classic. This matchup brings basketball back to an aircraft carrier and features two teams that have reached the last 23 NCAA tournaments. Gonzaga should pick up exactly where they left off from a year ago and have one of the most lethal offenses in college basketball. According to Ken Palm, Gonzaga has ranked top 5 in adjusted offensive efficiency the past 3 seasons and have ranked in the top 25 in every season since 2015. The Zags seem to be on a similar track this season after dropping 104 points in their opener on Monday night. I think Gonzaga will push the pace as usual and show off their Steeler offensive ability. Michigan State also likes to push the ball and get into their transition sets that Tom Izzo has continuously executed over the years. The total is set for 148 points, while Ken Palm projects it to be 156 points. Gonzaga will not have any difficulty scoring in this game, having led the nation in scoring for 4 straight seasons. They are coming off an opener in which they shot over 60% for the game. The Spartans' only chance in this game will be to try and match scoring with the Zags. While I don't think they'll be able to do so, they should be able to score enough to push this game past the total. I think this game will finish in the 150s. Plus, Tom Izzo-led teams are 6-1 to the over in their last 7 neutral site games. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. USC versus Duke. The South Carolina Upstate Spartans and Duke Blue Devils meet Friday in college basketball action at the Cameron Indoor Stadium. The South Carolina Upstate Spartans look for a 2-0 start. The Duke Blue Devils also look to remain undefeated. South Carolina Upstate opened up the season against Brevard, and they were able to secure 90-42 victory. At halftime, the Spartans were up 47-18, and they never looked back on the way to the easy victory. USC Upstate really didn't have a star player, but they had 5 different players that finished with at least 11 points. Floyd Radiu Jr. was the top scorer, finishing with 12 points in 24 minutes. The defense was strong in the first game for the Spartans, but they have a much bigger test in this game, and they need to step up to the task. On the other side of this matchup is Duke, who opened up its season with a 71-44 victory over Jacksonville. At halftime, they were up 42-26, but in the second half they only scored 29 points, and they need a better second half in this game. Forward Mark Mitchell played 30 minutes and finished with 18 points. Guard Jeremy Roach also played 32 minutes and finished with 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. There were 4 different players that finished with at least 10 points. Star freshman Dariq Whitehead is still recovering from surgery, and it's not expected that he's going to be able to go in this game. USC Upstate is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. Duke is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. The over is 6-1 in the Spartans' last 7 games. The over is 14-3 in USC Upstate's last 17 road games. The Blue Devils are 5-1 against the spread in their last 7 games, following a straight-up win of more than 20 points. The USC Upstate Spartans are a pretty young team, and these are spots where you need leadership to survive the talent gap and the ridiculous crowd. The Duke Blue Devils comfortably won their opener, and they didn't play all that great if we're being honest. The only reason to be concerned for Duke here is it's a look-ahead spot with Kansas on deck. Still, give me Duke and whatever the line is once it's released. South Carolina Upstate just doesn't have the talent to survive a game like this, so the Duke Blue Devils to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The South Carolina Upstate Spartans are averaging 90 points on 54.4% shooting and allowing 42 points on 28.8% shooting. The South Carolina Upstate Spartans are shooting 52.9% from beyond the arc and 67.9% from the free throw line. The South Carolina Upstate Spartans are allowing 17.9% shooting from deep and are grabbing 45 rebounds per game. The Duke Blue Devils are averaging 71 points on 45.8% shooting and allowing 44 points on 34% shooting. The Duke Blue Devils are shooting 34.5% from beyond the arc and 63.6% from the free throw line. The Duke Blue Devils are allowing 13% shooting from deep and are grabbing 42 rebounds per game. Duke's defense was impressive in the first game, and South Carolina Upstate is going to really struggle to score here. I don't think the Upstate defense is going to be elite, but they are going to slow down Duke enough to keep this game lower scoring. Not having Whitehead is a big loss for the Blue Devils. This game is going to be lower scoring. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.